Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Who is this lady? It's Mama Lisa. With good coffee, good vibes, Bella vibes. What's up? What's up? Hey y'all. Come on in. Hello, Jude Jono. Welcome, welcome, welcome. TikTok, what's up? Instagram, what's up? And my Facebook fam, what is up in the house on today? Today is just the day that the Lord has made. Guess what? We are going to rejoice and we are going to be so glad in it, right? So listen, I am excited for the day. Are you? We are talking about a very important subject, right? But before we do that, you know how we do on the Good Coffee, Good Vibe show. Good morning, Cheryl. Listen, Cheryl, I don't even know. I thought that I had your niece's glow in the bottle on the right, and we had a whole nother person. And it was all me. I can't blame nobody else. So anyway, I'm going to listen. She has something extra in her box. Okay. So love you guys. Love you guys. Listen. Do y'all know that it's almost time for y'all to buy the children's school supplies? But I want you to know that the teachers need your help. And this year, this time, this season, guess what Labella Vibes Nation is going to do? We're going to do an Adopt a Teacher campaign. An Adopt a Teacher campaign. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, do you know of a teacher who may need your help? Listen, for those of you GMAs out there like myself, if you no longer have school-age children, listen, go find your grandchildren's teachers, right? If you don't have your grandchildren around, go to the local school and call up there and ask what teacher needs support, okay? We have to support our teachers. Why? Because they are teaching our future. They are launching arrows into the sky, into this world, right? Productive citizens of the United States of America, if you're from the United States, and if you're not, listen, adopt a teacher. And let me tell you, she has her supply list, right? And she tells you hand sanitizer, she wants so many pencils, and really, you think you're buying the supplies for your child. Well, actually, you are buying the supplies for the teacher's classroom. How many of you know that teachers spend at least 20% of their paycheck back into their classroom? Now, is that fair? Would you like to go to work and have to buy the tools too? Listen, and how many of you know that teachers aren't working to be a millionaire? It is a calling. So I want to encourage all of you out there to support your teachers. Because how many of you would like to take, listen, 15 to 20% of your income and have to put it back into what you think is your job? Right? So no, it's not fun. And so guess what? So I put something on sale for teachers, for all of you to take this to your teacher. And it is the happy starter boxing. And let me just show you. I'm going to show you. First of all, the box is absolutely beautiful. You see that? So you are going to totally give your teacher this box, the teacher in your life. You're going to adopt a teacher. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to take her some moisturizing antibacterial hand soap, right? And also, I'm going to give her a free hand sanitizer that smells like lemons, right? Lemons lift up your mood. So this is aromatherapy for her classroom. And guess what else? We're going to give her a full-size bottle of lemon zest multi-surface sanitizing cleaner. It's all plant-based. You know, what they normally spray in their classroom is poison, and they don't know any better. They're constantly having to fight germs from each other, germs from the kids. The teachers have to try to avoid being sick, avoid COVID. And so this little kid is going to help her. And guess what? Listen, after class, right, when she goes home, she has a lavender bath bomb or a lemon bath bomb to put in her bathtub to reflect on the day so she can come back the next day refreshed and being nice to your kids. How many of you have ever had a mean teacher? Listen, how many of you want your teacher, your child's teacher, to be patient with your child? Because you know your own child is off the chain. You already know that your own child has ADD, right? So listen, go ahead and give your teacher this bath bomb so she can be nice to your Bobby boy, okay? Your Susie girl. Okay, Shaniqua and them, yeah, the baby's kids. Yeah, do that for her. And listen, while she's in the classroom, she can spray some lavender. When the kids are off the chain and they are jumping around, listen, all of a sudden she comes around with the lavender spray, and then everybody calms down in the classroom. Well, and then they're ready to learn. They're ready to focus because that lavender of aromatherapy has that, right? And guess what? This whole box, if you take everything out of this box, it's about $45, right? And you check the prices online. But let me tell you what this is. Let me tell you what this is. This is, listen, this only is $24.95. I put this down for $24.95 so you can adopt a teacher and you can bless your teacher with this. I know I still want you to get everything on her teacher's list, but I want you to come in with the wow pow. I want you to come in with the wow pow for your teacher. You understand? Because listen, when you give her this and your little Johnny boy start acting up and Shaniqua start talking back, she might give Shaniqua a little bit more grace. Well, you know what? I remember that your grandmama, I remember your G-Ma came in and bought me this happy starter boxy. Baby, I'm going to have a little bit more patience with you because she blessed the socks off me. So why don't you gain some favor with your teacher? Why don't you help your teacher maintain her classroom and leave the poison out and detoxifying your children, not putting the pesticidal cleaner in the classroom. Help your teacher out. Show her a different way, the plant-based way. Okay, Mama Lisa. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Now we are talking about, I'm going to put it on over there. Y'all can see it. We are talking about the mama wound, the mother wound. Okay, recognizing if you have a mother wound. Let me see who's on here. Let me recognize my girls from Vibrant Nation. Listen, Cheryl said she getting 2 boxes. One to bless one of the teachers and one to bless the sister circle and Nuggets teacher. Honey, I got to join that sister circle. I know you sent me the invite. I got to go ahead and get in there. Listen, how many of you know we need each other? We do. Good morning, Kista. What's up? Mary Jo said, wow, Lisa. Wow, Mama Lisa. Okay. Yep. Good morning, Facebook user. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay, listen. Mama Mia is on Instagram. Hey, Mama Mia. Time to clean. Listen, time to clean. What's up, girl? Listen, I done graduated to a huge 2.5 gallon industrial cleaner where you just put a little bit in, get 55 bottles out. There you go. Time to clean. That's my girl. Listen, we're going to talk about your mother's wound. Can you recognize if you had a mother's wound? Now, this is part 2. Part 1 we did last Tuesday. And so if you missed last Tuesday, go ahead and go to my page or my profile page and find the mother wound part 1. This is part 2. Okay. Now, here are the common side effects. First of all, I got to give y'all the affirmation of the day. Let me slow it down. Okay. The affirmation of the day. And you know, we get this from the Shop Sassy Jones confidence stat from shopsassyjones.com, right? And here it goes. It says, I belong, I'm supported, and I'm wanted. It says, I belong, I am supported, and I am wanted. Listen, how many of you felt like before that you didn't belong? How many of you felt like that you wasn't supported? You looking around like, where is my support team? I support everybody and nobody hardly supports me. But if you stop to think about it, there's somebody in your life that does support you. There's somebody in your life that does support you. Listen, if it's your companion, and your companion can be even an animal, your therapy dog is supporting your emotional health, right? I am wanted. Don't you dare look in the mirror and say, don't nobody want me. What? Listen, somebody does want you. Let me tell you something. Mama Lisa want to tell you this morning that I love you. Listen, I will send you a note of encouragement. You send me a DM, you DM me and say, Mama Lisa, I need some encouragement. I will send you a whole paragraph. I will send you a whole novel to encourage you, okay? So I belong, I am supported, I am wanted is the affirmation of the day. Okay, so we're going to start with the mother wound. Number 1, we want to talk about common signs, okay, and effects of the mother wound in adulthood. How do you know? How does it show up that my mother wounded me? I think my mother wounded me. Listen, can I tell y'all something? Let me just be honest. Listen, most of us, listen, 20% of us haven't been wounded. We're normal, okay? It's the 80% of us that have been wounded. You know, our mother was wounded. If you come from a family that didn't understand, really how to rear children, was doing the best they could. There's no novel that comes with a child. There's no instruction manual. Your parents just did. I'm going to put a caveat out there. Your mom did the best she could with what she had. Listen, so up front, we're going to recognize these wounds, but I want you to truly know that your mother did the best she could with what she had. Do you understand? Because if your mother didn't receive any love from her mother, how could she pass down something that she didn't have? So for those of you who decide, listen, I got to detach. And some of you might have to detach for a season, but quickly figure out how to get it healed, get it right, so you can go ahead and learn how to deal with this person that wounded you. Okay, so here's what it looks like. You have trust issues. The number one side effect is that you have trust issues. Okay, you struggle with trusting others. If another comes and gives you something free, this is what you're gonna do. Somebody gives you something. Listen, I've reduced the box, right? The boxing for the teachers. You go, I wonder why you're doing that. Oh, you just want some sales. You're talking about some teachers, but really you got a trust issue, right? Somebody come in your life that truly loves you. Maggie, we're not doing that. That truly loves you, but you just waiting for the other shoe to fall. You're just waiting. You're just waiting for them to disappoint you. You are literally waiting for them to disappoint you. Babies. That's not how the world should work, right? Number two, you have low self-esteem. Most people who have been wounded by their mothers have a low self-esteem. Your mother never said to you, you know what, you're doing a good job. Your mother never said, I'm proud of you. Your mother never said, listen, I know what your flaws are, but guess what? You are amazing at this, and this. And I see you and I see your gift. Okay. You never got that. So therefore, if you never got that, your self-esteem might be a little low. Or if your mom was constantly telling you what you wasn't, you always do this, you always do that, you always in trouble, you ain't gonna be this, you ain't gonna be that. Yeah, that's some deep rooted wounds. When you're on, the person who brought you in the earth have said to you that you didn't amount to a hill of beans, that said to you that you didn't matter. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is something that's life on someone's sofa. I ain't lying to you. That's major, right? That's deep. But you know what? Your mother still didn't understand, or maybe she did and did it on purpose. Maybe but if she did it on purpose, listen, something is still wrong. You understand? Okay, number three, you have fear of abandonment. You always think that somebody's going to leave you. And you know what? Because you always think that somebody's going to leave you, they always leave you. You can't trust people. You always think that somebody's going to abandon you because maybe your mama was running around trying to be loved. Your mama was running around trying to be loved, okay? Listen, your mama didn't have daddy love, so your mama was always in some man's face, okay? Always trying to get affection from men, and she forgot about you, okay? And that's how you feel. It may not have been that way totally, right? But she forgot about you, so you feel abandoned. I'm going to share something with you. Listen, one of my children said, Mom, I felt abandoned by you. You could have bought me with $1 bill. Mom, I was abandoned by you. What? Every time there was something major, I was there. Yes, I worked 2 and 3 jobs. Yes. But listen, I was providing the pageant gowns, the cheerleading outfits. Listen, everything you wanted, the J's. What are y'all talking about? You felt abandoned by me. And listen, moms, there is no need to get offended. You understand? Listen, when your children come back on you, because I don't care. Listen, your children are going to grow up. Those of you who have children in your house and you're trying to be the best mother you can, your children are going to grow up and find a flaw. I ain't lying to you. They still going to, in your best efforts, they're going to say, Mom, remember when you told me to shut up? That hurt me. Okay. And whatever how the wound manifests, it manifests. And then sometimes you fear abandonment. Okay. You can't keep a man because you're always pushing him away because listen, you're expecting people to run from you. Okay. All right. So you feel overwhelmed of being left. Right. I don't know who this is calling me, but okay. So anyhow, Okay, so number 4, you have challenges in forming healthy relationships. Listen, if you don't have a healthy relationship with your mother, the person who brought you in the earth, I'm gonna tell you, you have some work to do. You understand? It's not hopeless, right? But you have some work to do, right? Listen, you have difficulty, you have challenges forming healthy relationships. You don't have a lot of friends, okay? Because you don't trust people. And you brag about the fact that you can't trust people. Listen, I keep it real. I ain't gonna have people all in my business and they all trying. And really, what that really saying is that I have a lack of trust. I really don't trust nobody. Okay. And so, number 5, and they're in there making the loudest noise. My pups are in there making the loudest noise they can. The Frenchie gang. Okay. All right. Emotional. You have emotional regulation difficulties, right? You struggle to manage and express your emotions properly, right? And it leads to outburst. You're always outbursting, right? You will get somebody told in a flat second. Listen, if I get triggered, you know what? I'm going to give you what I'm going to read you like a Bible, like a Baptist hymnal. I'm going to read. Listen, don't. Oh, you said what? What did you say? And you ready to jump all over people, right? Because you don't have the emotional intelligence, the emotional bandwidth, because you're wounded, because your mom did that, right? Your mom would just go off on you. Your mom would slap you in front of your friends, would take a switch, go outside and get a switch and whip you all the way home in front of your friends. You were humiliated. So why wouldn't you humiliate others? Why wouldn't you go off? Why wouldn't you go off? If your mother just went off on you and beat you any kind of ways, right? All kind of ways, then you probably have a lack of emotional intelligence. So that's another way that you know that you've been wounded. Oh, another one. This is for me. You love to please people. Always. I said this is good coffee, good vibes, right? You got your coffee. Always trying to be a people pleaser. Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl says she ordered her box. Y'all, I think Cheryl's becoming our number 1 customer at this point. Congratulations, Cheryl. As Cheryl said, I want to help some teachers. I want to give my teachers more than just what's on the teacher list, because I want my teacher calm in that classroom with my babies. Okay. All right. You're a people pleaser. You love pleasing people. Always trying to please people. And you please people so much that it hurts you. You never want to become a people pleaser to the point that it hurts you, right? Another thing, I think this is like number 7. You major in perfectionism. You are a perfectionist. You know why? Because your mom picked you apart. Your mom, it was never good enough. You were never good enough. Anything that you tried to do for your mom, she would come back and she would criticize. It was never enough. So you feel the need to make everybody happy around you, and you're miserable. Give me a 1 if you love to make everybody happy around you before you make yourself happy. I can put a 1 up in the chat. And y'all, something just went down my windpipe. That's all. But we're going to keep going. Listen, you have intimacy issues. Listen, if you cannot be, yes, sure, I'm getting to that part. If you cannot be vulnerable with your mom, who can you be vulnerable with? And guess what? For some of us, our moms have gone on to be with the Lord. Our mothers are no longer here. So what do I do, Mama Lisa, when my mother's no longer here? Well, I need some water. My mother's no longer here. How can I develop the intimacy with my mom? And she's no longer here. But if she's here, listen, call your mom. Take her out to dinner. Keep the intimacy going. And guess what? By doing that, when you get your buffet, baby, you will know how to tell him or her or whoever the feelings of your heart, right? Knowing that they could totally crush them. But that's what intimacy is all about. Being vulnerable, opening up yourself to another person, right? And listen, as Black women, can I tell y'all, let me help the sisters out. Because of our mother wound and the fact that we have intimacy issues, our mama talked to us any kind of way, our self-esteem is low. We're tired of being used. We're tired of being abused. We're tired of have to get the bag by ourselves. So here's a man that comes into our lives, right? And we have to stop self-sabotaging ourselves because we don't want to be vulnerable with this man because the last man crushed our hearts. Now, let me ask you something. Is that fair? And then we wonder why we're by ourselves. That's even off the subject, okay? Cheryl said, take your time. Okay, Cheryl, listen. This attention span ain't long, but I want to get to you. Okay, so have you recognized already that you have a mother wound? Because if you do, let me tell you about breaking the cycle. First of all, here's how you break the cycle. Here's the number one way that you break the cycle. You admit, do you guys know the 12 steps? Do you know the 12 steps? You got to first admit, listen, whether you know you like alcohol every day, you got to drink every day. You got to have it every day. So listen, this is how you break a cycle, any cycle. First of all, you have to admit you have a problem. And this is why I'm doing this. I'm going over the steps so you will understand that my mother wounded me. And here is how I know. My self-esteem is low, right? I have intimacy issues. I can't be vulnerable. I don't have a lot of friends and I don't have a lot of girlfriends because me and my mom had so many problems. I don't even trust women. It's real. But the first thing you have to do is admit that you have a problem, right? What kind of, you have to admit it, right? So you have to have self-reflection and awareness is number one in breaking the cycle. Self-reflection. A lot of times, sometimes I don't even know that I am tearing my house down. Some of us, Lord have mercy. I don't even know why I'm going here, but here it is. Some of us are tearing our own house down. All right. Because we haven't taken the time to figure out that we're wounded. We haven't taken the time for self-reflection and awareness and go, what am I doing here? And why am I doing it? Like, I need to stop this, right? So first you got to become aware of it. And then number two, you need, become aware of it. Then number two, can I say this? Become aware of your problem. Then number two is recognize that you are not able to fix yourself. To recognize you need a higher power. To recognize that you cannot fix yourself. First of all, in order to go to God, you got to figure out, hey, I got this problem. Because as long as you feel like you're perfect and you're a goody two shoes, God, what? I'm doing good. But when you figure out that you're a wretch, that you are a hot mess, then you know, hey, listen, I don't know. Listen, God help me. That's going to be the second thing. Recognize it. And then asking God to reveal these things to me so I can look at the train wreck and I can start putting the pieces back together. Or we're going to stay in this cycle. Okay. And how many of you know this cycle is ruining your life? I don't care if you're 65 years old. Okay. You may have, I don't care if you're 88 years old, you have 3 more years to live. Whatever those years are, you want to live the years to the fullest. So listen, take the pink elephant out of the room. Grab the pink elephant and grab it by the neck, right? Kiss the pink elephant in the mouth and say, listen, I got a problem. And then you go to your higher power. You go to God and you say, God, help me with my energy. God, help change the trajectory of my life. God, I cannot do this without you. I need you. So that's how you start breaking the cycle, knowing that you don't have the power to even do it. Okay. And then number 3 in breaking the cycle. Number 3 in breaking the cycle of this mother wound is you're going to seek professional help. Somebody better call Dr. Manners. And look, I ain't lying to you. There is a Dr. Listen, there is a Dr. Manners, right? Right here in Hampton Roads. I ain't lying to you. He's right here in Richmond, okay? Find your local professional, or they even do professionals on like Better Health or Better Health Awareness, okay? You can get it on the telephone. A counselor will come to you on the telephone and talk to you about your issues and help you navigate through your mother wound. Okay, so you need professional help. Listen, number 4, practice self-compassion. Some of us who are wounded by our mothers are harder on ourselves, right? Give yourself some forgiveness. Say, listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. I have to rebuild block by block, right? Precept upon precept, line upon line. It's going to take some time for me to get out of this mother wound cycle, right? Number 5, do your inner child work. The Frenchie gang is getting ready to go off on me, y'all. Do your inner child. Everybody talk to the inner child that's wounded. The inner child in you, right? The little girl in you, she's still in there, right? And she's wounded, right? And she's crying, right? And you know, I have to go. Little Lisa, you're going to be okay. Some of us have never grown up because we've been traumatized, right? And there's a lot of things we can't face. And some of us are adults still being childish, right? Yeah. Okay, we're going to set some healthy boundaries. That's the next thing we're going to do. And then we're going to let go of unrealistic expectations. Listen, if you want to be happy, somebody's in trouble. If you want to be happy, stop setting expectations for other people. Stop expecting. As soon as you leave, listen, as soon as you cut the expectation out of it, your relationships, everything. So when you take your hands off, listen, if somebody does something for you, just operate in appreciation, not expectation. Let me say that again. You want to operate in appreciation and not expectation. Listen, when I change my relationships to, especially with my kids, if my kids do something for me, or they say, Mom, I want to take you here or there, guess what I'm going to say? Thank you. It's not like it's about time. That's a different attitude, right? You're expecting people to do what you do for them. That's the quickest way to be unhappy. So if you're waiting for somebody to do something that you're doing for them, guess what? That relationship is going to be tumultuous, right? Listen, if you're waiting for your husband, right, to cook for you because you cook for him, or to bring you flowers because he knows you like them. If you like flowers, why don't you bring him flowers? Why don't you bring yourself flowers? So then he'll go, oh, and maybe he'll bring you flowers. But then when he starts seeing how appreciative you are for the little things, do you not know that you can save all your relationships once you get out of expectation and start living in appreciation? That's a whole different energy. Listen, somebody sent me $1,000. That was a whole counseling session within itself. Okay, so that's it for the mother wound, right? Next week, we're going to be talking about something else, but listen. I want you guys, physician, heal yourselves. I've given you the tools. The first thing you have to do is admit that you have a problem. Admit that you had a problem with the way that you were raised. Somebody said, live in appreciation. Keep your expectation to God, Cheryl said. Look, he will. Thank you. Cheryl said, just keep your eyes on God. He'll never let you down. Actually, he never will. And some of you may say, listen, I just heard somebody. Was it on TikTok? Lisa, you talking about God not letting people down. I can't tell you how many times I felt God let me down. Can I tell you something? Because of the way he didn't do it your way. He didn't do it your way. And you feel like he let you get down. And somebody out there even have cut God off. Look, in your situation, listen, that person didn't live, right? That my loved one didn't live. God took that loved one for me, right? And I don't understand that, right? And I'm wounded because of that. And I'm mad, right? And let me say this, God is the first mother that you'll ever have. Yeah, he's your creator. So we can get mad with our mothers if we want to. We can feel wounded by our mothers, or some of our natural mothers did wound us. But it's time that we come out of the state that we're in. It's time that we become healed. And we can't heal ourselves all the time. So what? We got to give this to God. God, take this burden, right? Then you got to call your counselor and get in, and then let them, okay, tell me about a time. Start journaling. Start going outside. Start smelling fresh air. Start looking at water, doing all the things to heal yourself. Start doing aromatherapy. Yes. And here at Labella Vibes, we got aromatherapy because we have therapeutic essential oils, www.labellavibes.com. And as we started, right, let me give you the scripture before I get started, before I end. The scripture is, I always give you a promise from God's word. And here's a promise from God's word for you. Can I tell you? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. What does that mean, Mama Lisa? Greater is he. Greater is the God in me. Greater is the God that's in me. Greater is, look, the God that's in me than the person who's dependent on other things. Okay, when you start depending on yourself and you think you can do it all, and some of us really do, we really are that narcissistic to think that we got it all figured out. Some of us are so narcissistic that we don't even think there's a God. Okay, but listen, when you let go, when greater is he that is within you than he that is in the world, and let me tell you who's in the world. The evil one is in the world. The evil one that's lurking in your life, the evil energy that comes to you that tells you that you are nobody, the evil energy that saw you born and said, I'm going to stop you from putting good into this world, right? We know that this world is on a collision course. Listen, Mama Lisa is not lying to you, right? But greater is he that's within me. God has given me the power, right, to resist the negativity that comes against me. You have the power to resist the mother wound when you tried to be wounded. And listen, when I was a girl, this lady, she was a witch. When I was a little girl, I don't know why I'm telling you this story. Listen, the evil knows good when it's born. Listen, you were born with all the gifts you have today. The devil knows your name. Yes, and this witch got me when I was 5 years old, and she was putting stuff. I woke up to this witch mixing stuff, right? To curse me, right? And I don't know how far she got, but I jumped up out of my bed at like 2:30 in the morning. My mama will tell you, they could not find me. I ran all the way out of her house because greater is he that's within me than he that's in the world, right? God is within me. You have to listen, do you know who you're talking to? God lives within me, right? So therefore I can overcome any situation that I'm facing on today. You can overcome any situation that you're facing today. I want you to know that God is with you. Whatever you have to do, wherever you have to go today, I even feel, somebody, I'm using my gifts today. Somebody is going down to the courtroom today. You're waiting on a sentence. You're looking, you just happen to be on TikTok. You got a court date coming up, or you're about to go to court. And listen, at this point, your loved one or you are looking at jail time. Listen, I'm telling you that the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob, he can deliver you. Listen, because the greater one lives in you. Yeah, you made a mistake. Yeah, you did it. You are as guilty. You know that you're guilty. But I want to, I'm going to become one with you. I believe that God will show you that he's great within you. Listen, that the sentence will not be passed on. You will pass. Listen, the grace of God will pass over you in that situation. I don't know who I'm talking to. You know that you're about to be incarcerated. But God says, no, you won't. And listen, and when he does it, would you go back and appreciate him? Would you go back and get on your knees? Will you say thank you? Can you do that? But anyway, I won't get off here because I'm starting to preach. Listen, y'all, adopt a teacher. Get you out of your sight for a minute. Listen, I want you to bless your teacher. I want you to bless your teacher with plant-based goodness for their classroom. This is plant-based cleaner that actually cleans and sanitizes 99.8%. Then you have a sanitize and hand wash, right? And then listen, you got the lavender spray that your teacher can spray in. And this is French lavender. I import this baby. Listen, I don't mess with subpar products. And listen, I am the formulator of them all, right? God has blessed the work of my hands. And listen, as each one go out, I will pray for over each one of these boxes that when your teacher get these boxes, baby, after you do the teacher list, because she's going to want that. But after that, you hand her one of this and baby, your baby's going to be safe all year round because she's going to remember your babies, right? We got to do whatever we can to keep our teachers calm. It's scary out here for them, right? And you know, you send Bobby boy to that classroom and you know he off the chain. And if she's willing to take time with him, baby, you need to keep her classroom stocked. All right. Love you with the love of the Lord. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's do it. Bye-bye. www.labellaVibes.com. And this is called the Happy Starter Boxy. Adopt a teacher. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Oh, what you say, Cheryl? Oh my gosh. I will be praying with you for that. Yep.